kicking up again.
Oh, really? Yeah,
Yeah.
We're getting leaves falling here too. We just had like no rain, so it's just super dry.
Yeah, it's kind of weird here right now. It's like it hasn't done anything, and now I'm getting a phone call from somebody else at the same time. I don't know why.
Add them to the
No,
podcast.
not Adam.
No, add them to the podcast. All right, we're officially live. So 3, 2, 1. Welcome to BatYard's Finest, bringing you the finest of Batman and Superman and more in pop culture. I am your host for today. Usually we switch hosts every episode, so don't worry. And we're gonna go. I think I said my thing. I don't know. I'm from Metropolis. Whatever. All right, Jerry. We'll go in order.
It's been a while. I'm just Jerry today. I have a Donkey Kong shirt.
It's pretty cool. Oh, Matt, do your intro, Matt.
I'm Matt from Gotham. I lost my. I need the phone call, guys.
Yeah.
Why did we do this then? Why didn't you tell us before we went live?
I told you. I got a phone call.
Pretend
we have Matt.
So Matt just said he's Matt.
Shirt.
Oh my fucking god! I literally did the intro anyway.
Matt. I can't hear you. Whatever. We can't hear Matt right now. Sorry, technical difficulties. Apparently, Matt's in the call. Matt, are you talking? Say something. Hello? Anyway, okay. So this is our podcast. We haven't done this in a while. Can you hear me, guys?
I hear you.
What does that mean? That doesn't mean anything.
Look at your phone!
All right, I guess Matt's texting me.
Oh, I guess he's saying call him back in.
It says he's on the phone.
Hold on. Yeah, it says, okay, I got it. Hold on. I know what to do.
All right. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, I'm back. Yeah, I already did the intro. Just go.
It said your name. It said your name. You were still on the call, so that was fucking weird.
I got interrupted. Then my mom was calling me, so I had to pick it up. So I didn't get yelled at by. Why didn't you pick up my calls?
Oh God.
I don't want that. I did my intro though.
All
and
right.
My PlayStation just turned on randomly.
Okay. So do you guys have BSBS?
The controller didn't even turn on.
I don't know why, but all the BSBS I've had for like the last 2 episodes has been sad. So I have another sad one. So, I have 2, but I think Crispy might use this one. So my main one is last month, July 28th. I think maybe like it was 2 weeks ago. James Caan, he was a very prominent actor in the Godfather series. He just passed at the age of 83, I believe it was. And so, thoughts, well wishes, and prayers to those who are still going through the grieving process and his loved ones of James Caan.
Yeah, and for the younger audiences, he's the dad in Elf too. So
yes.
Yeah,
he was also Tim Lockwood in Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Oh,
that's actually not a bad movie. Bruce Campbell's in that too, so it's not too bad of a movie. But yeah, a lot of people pass on. A lot of Sopranos actors. Ray Liotta, since we last met up.
Well, we just lost the actress from Grease, the lead role.
Oh,
what's her name?
Oh yeah. Oh God, what is her name?
Something more. What is it? I don't know. It's gonna bother me.
Same here.
We'll figure it out by the end of the episode.
And the BS. Let's just say that. And the BS.
Yeah, the end of the BS. And then what else? I'm gonna wait because I don't know if Josh or Crispy might have this one.
I don't know. Josh,
yeah, Olivia Newton-John. That's her.
There you go.
Oh yeah, Olivia Newton-John.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing, that her last name was Moore.
I don't know why I thought I was thinking like Mary Tyler Moore, I guess.
Josh, you got anything?
All right, so Ezra Miller is a big piece of shit, so let's just get that out of the way.
You took one of my things. God damn it.
You gave me the ball, so I had to take it.
I know. I wasn't expecting you because you don't follow these stupid things.
No, I
This one you decide.
I just been seeing the headlines. I haven't been like reading into it. I just know, you know, he punched someone in Hawaii, assaulted someone, and then I guess he stole some alcohol from someone's mansion or house or something.
Mhm.
And I guess now he's looking for psychiatric help. So good on him for doing that much. But
He's
this is
pulling
not
a
the
Mel Gibson.
yeah,
Well,
this is not the role model that kids need for their Flash. I think
And you missed
picked
out
the
how you
wrong
just
guy.
kidnapped somebody. So at the same time,
oh
he's-
yeah, what is up with that?
he got.
that
I need to catch up on that part, but then with his he got caught. Finally got caught, like you're saying, and all that junk. He had charges, but I don't remember what the charges were. And due to that, he's taking on psychological help and everything. I think things are starting to get dropped more than that. So I don't know. I need to look more into it again. But thanks to that, they did a DC can go on forward and like release the Flash in a sorts of way. People are saying because he's going to try to get better. So once he finishes, probably
He
hit
can
his
try to get better at
treatment.
acting because he sucks.
Yes.
Yeah, he's not my favorite. I think he's a decent
not.
actor as craft, but I think him as a person isn't the greatest, and they're just not great picking great actors for DC roles, like the
They're
whole
not.
Amber Heard thing, and then who knows what they're doing.
Amber Heard got moved down to 2 minutes.
Yeah,
2
I heard they
minutes in
cut out a lot.
Aquaman. And they brought back Ben Affleck to play Batman because of that, supposedly. So
Huh.
it's weird. It's
Oh,
like a
right.
lot of shit because they had to do they had to do reshoots and change story to get her down, but fans are still saying fuck you, DC. We're not, and Warner Brothers, we're not going to see your movie still, even though she has 2 minutes.
Well, there's also other big DC news that Warner Brothers has been they've been
They're
bought out.
liquidating. They're liquidating freaking all their movies. They just canceled Batgirl and the Scooby-Doo movie, the second
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo movie, to keep funds, to keep more funds because they are losing funds. They're actually
That's-
going into debt. So
That's
they're
who it
trying
is.
to save themselves.
Yeah, Discovery bought Warner Brothers. They used to be
Mhm.
owned by AT&T, and then
More-
Discovery owns them, and that's why all these movies are
Yeah.
being canceled.
Supposedly that they're realizing certain things were happening, and a lot of funds were going places where it wasn't supposed to go. A lot of a lot of missing funds is like equipment that they would like make for the movies. So, like all these like props and stuff are just randomly going missing, and nobody knows where the fuck they went. So now they lost like those props and have to reproduce props for movies, and nobody knows or why they're gone.
Yeah, I heard Batgirl is basically done.
No, it's done.
Yep.
It's done. It's done. They filmed it. They shot it.
No,
They did everything. They finished. They actually finished editing it and killed it. But supposedly they didn't film it to theater standards. They filmed it with a more lower end cameras, and it was more like filmed as a more of a TV movie than an actual theater release movie. So they're
Oh.
kind of like it was kind of
I
like
think
low, and
it's
including
like,
a lot of the
how
costumes and
much
shit.
percentage did they finish? Like, how much percentage of the movie?
It was ready.
I thought it was ready from.
It was
like
ready.
done,
It was
done?
ready.
Yeah, like
it was ready.
done.
This thing's
It
gonna
was
be released
ready.
at some point. There's no way. I mean,
No, they canned whatever it is. Looks like they
This-
don't want to release it.
I think it'll be released at some point. If they have basically a whole movie already finished, it's
No,
gonna
they-
probably. It might take
didn't-
years.
the
like, look at
screenplay
Superman
didn't work.
Superman
they did
2,
they
Richard
didn't-
Donner cut took fucking
I-
years.
Yeah,
to
60
be released.
years.
So it's gonna
I
take
hope
like
they
50
do
They
years.
did the screen testing with people, and the screen testing didn't even work. So that's one factor that why he got canned. Also,
I've been hearing multiple things. I've been hearing it's people are except like the screen testing went as well as Black Adam's screen testing.
I
And
hear
I'm
it went
hearing
worse,
I'm hearing
way
I-
worse.
and then what I heard from a story it seems pretty accurate to what Batgirl's like origin story is. So I don't know. I can't
hope
really
they
say.
personally release it
Yeah, I would like to see
because
it.
I would like to see it, and who knows? It might be one of the better things they've done recently.
I like the
Yeah.
costume for her. It looked like what she would wear and everything.
Yeah.
But people are up to standards because people actually bitch
Yeah.
about her outfit also. But I'm like, why? It
It's
looks
like
right.
reminiscent of the New 52 Batgirl costume.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it reminded
that
me of.
costume. Yeah.
And I like that actually. That costume it doesn't look horrible. It fits
No,
out.
I
It's
like
better
it.
than
Yeah, I
everyone
like the
else's.
design.
I also have another thing of BSBS, but I'm gonna save it because it has to do with the episode.
Okay.
Towards the end.
Okay.
Oh god.
It's actually very relevant. I'm trying to think. Do I have anything else? For
Yeah, I
BSBS?
feel like there's like a bunch of stuff. But I'm
Yeah,
not
there's.
really-
Oh,
Will
God.
I just saw Prey, the new Predator movie.
I want to see that. Is it?
It's fucking good. It's
non
fucking great.
spoilers review. Okay.
No, non-spoiler review. They do a decent job doing things in the time they're in. And the only issue that I have with it is there is certain moments where I don't know, there's some kind of like there's some little story issues that don't add up at some points because I had to learn it took me longer to figure out if this woman is part of like a mother and a brother's family situation or if she was married and she has a husband and the husband's just whatever like they're just young and the mother is just there as the elder just living in their hut with them because it's based off like and it's like I don't know, it's 1700s and
Yeah.
like and they're Native American tribe and all that junk and like it just
Yeah, I think
progresses
it's the
and all that stuff.
Comanches. It's the Comanches.
Yeah.
In 1700.
They do
I
do
heard
a
good
good
things
job with
about
it.
Yeah.
They did a really good job. The Predator scenes also I like the design with this one. I'm not gonna really spoil it. The design they went with this one is really unique, is different than what they have been doing. And they've been calling this one the feral predator. So it has less so it's as like it's more ferocious as the standard predator, but it lacks the smarts and the technology than a normal predator or quote unquote super predator will have because they're later down the line. This one's still like trying to work through his like evolution.
Yeah. I mean, it
So-
makes sense. It's like a few centuries.
So he's
earlier.
like the ancestor that started the whole Predators.
I would say yeah, but I feel like if we can go even further back with these things with the predators.
Well, they're hunting
But-
dinosaurs. That'd be fucking cool.
They probably
Just
I'm
get
not
rid
gonna
of
lie,
humans. Just have a predator fight a fucking T-Rex or something.
I
wouldn't
would
doubt
pay
it
to see
because-
that. Do it in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be probably better than Jurassic Park. The new
But I
one,
wouldn't.
at
Oh
least.
god. But the thing is, like, that could have been a thing because, like, thanks to newer movies, they've been adding like, the reason why Predator like they rip out the spines, they take the fluids out of the spine, and they start injecting like mixing them with their DNA to enhance them more. So and it's kind of weird, but like if they stay true to that, so yeah, predators may have like taken down some dinosaurs to get their DNA from their spinal
Okay,
fluids.
for like its weapons and stuff. That's cool.
No, like they enhance themselves to
Oh, I
make
see.
them better.
Yeah.
So like,
Doing
they
some
find out
gene
where
splicing.
they find basically they would just find a spot where this DNA would fit into their body spot, like a body like somewhere like let's say they want to be like stronger in the legs, they find a way to work it into their leg like anatomy and stuff with the DNA
So if they
strengthening.
found somebody with long legs, they would take them for their long leg genetics.
I don't sure.
It might be
Or if
like a basketball
or if they wanted
player.
long arms, they could find someone with 2 elbows and 5-foot arms, and they could be double jointed in the arm.
Yeah,
Sure.
that'd be cool. They could be
But-
really flexible.
No, but the thing is, back to actually the movie, but I liked the actress that they used for the main character, and what they did with her wasn't terrible. It was actually really great because they didn't just make her a damsel throughout the whole movie and quote unquote make her the main character. They actually had her do more things than you were expecting her to do, and they really focused on her. It's an hour and 30 minutes.
How much like all right, I got this question. How much like girl power moments are there? Or is it like it's I
No,
heard it's
she
like
gets
fairly
split.
balanced.
No, it's fair. It's really balanced because there's
Yeah.
ups and downs. There's no. I'm a strong
Yeah.
woman. No, there's none of that. She just,
Yeah.
there's
that's
none
good.
of that. Like she like just sees. She's trying to. She is trying to prove to. The only thing that's really there is like she's trying to prove to like the men like hunters that she can go and hunt animals and go fight with them and like prove that she can do more than just be a gatherer or
Right.
a cook or a person at home, basically at the campsite, like camp, or at the like their site that they're at. It's just like she's trying to prove more that she can do
Yeah.
for it
Hmm.
that
Yeah.
she. But like it's kind of an up and down battle with it, but they do really good job with her though.
Nice.
Yeah, I that's one I want to put on my list. I think it's on Hulu, so
Yeah,
I think
Mhm.
it's free. So.
it is free. No,
Yeah, it's free.
it's free. Well, if you have a Hulu, if you have the premium Hulu account, they should be free.
I use someone's Hulu's account and I don't remember the password, so
Oh, no.
I have to find out. I don't want to go
Okay.
into that.
If you have this, I know, but if you have a standard Hulu account that you pay for, you should have no problem watching the movie. I think if you have like the easy going one, it's fine too. But I think the easygoing one lets you watch it with ads. I would hate to watch with ads, but yeah.
Yeah, I seen it with that's. So there are accounts without ads. You have to pay extra for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the one thing
Okay.
about Hulu that sucks. But
Yeah.
with this movie, the only thing I have problems with, another thing I had problems with it, if you watch it with subtitles, they don't like translate their language that they're using.
The command.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't translate the Comanche, or there's a French American or French Canadian like sellers or whatever heck they want to be. Like there's Frenchmen that are hunting and they always speak fluent French, and we don't get a translation for it. So they just talk French to you, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh no,
Omelette
Yeah.
du fromage.
no eggs for you.
Omelette du fromage.
No. But yeah, no, but other than like some here and there of like stupid things, but like it's a real good movie. I like it. I have an issue with trying to make it my favorite Predator movie, but I can't. To me, it's gonna be just I'm gonna chalk it down to it's in third place for Predator.
Well, the first
Like
one's the best.
movies. Oh,
First
first
one's
one's the
the
best.
Would you say that this one is better than the one that they put out recently?
It's better than
Oh,
the
that
the
one's
one.
dog
That
shit.
one's garbage.
That one was so bad.
That one.
I
This
hated
one.
that
So
movie.
this movie would be way better than that one and Predators. Even though Predators, I enjoyed Predators because it was a neat concept they were doing with it, but they didn't go forward with it. But other than that, this movie is probably better than those two movies.
I only seen the first one and then the new Shane Black one that came out like a year or two ago.
You
What
never
was
seen the
the-
second one?
No, I never seen
You
Predator.
would like the second one. You would like
Yeah.
the second one because it's still that era where it's proper. There is some.
That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing it's pretty good.
It is really good. There's the thing is at the end of Prey, it goes to it brings into something that's actually in Predator 2. So it brings in like a little like something. It's simple, but it's like a tied to Predator 2.
Okay. That's cool. I'll definitely watch it. I'll put it on my list.
Okay,
I only have one BS before we move on to the main event. So
I got one more. I got two more, but that's
Okay. Go ahead.
it. Me and Jerry's one show we like to watch, Dory Doro, is finally getting a second season. That's maybe coming out in late of this year or earlier or more midway point of next year. We need to see what happens. Studio Mappa is taking on so many freaking anime
So
freaking
many.
shows
They
and
need to
movies.
slow down.
Yes, they are finally catching up with things that's on the back burner. Even though this show actually hit decent reviews within the like Netflix Japan and Netflix North America, it just had to push it back in the back burner because more important things actually going to go to actual real anime sites and perform a lot better to everyone else because it's going to be open to everywhere are getting out there more because right now was a Studio Mappa just finished I believe Chainsaw Man for us, at least
Yes.
half of it for us so we can get our release in October, and that is a big fucking deal. And that trailer was fucking amazing for Chainsaw Man. Oh god, it's painful. It's just And then the second thing I want to bring up is I believe we're not sponsored, we're not nothing. I just thought this is fucking neat with this. But like there's a company that's putting out this thing called the BAM box. Jerry just sent me a link for it again. I found it earlier too, and me and him had a discussion about it. It's a real weird box thing. I need to probably show it off next time when I get the box that I ordered from them. They like to do basically it's like a loot crate, but it gives you autographs of the franchises they choose for these certain boxes. And right now they did an anime thing. That's what I originally went for. It was doing these through two shows I like, but they have a horror box they just put out that's doing one movie's called Chud, I think. And then we got Ash versus the Evil Dead in it, and we have Jason
Friday
Goes to
the
Hell.
13th.
Yeah, the last piece of the Friday the 13th actual main series before the reboots and shit. So that's what Jerry just sent me today, and I'm like, I kind of want to let you know about Josh if they're doing it's like autographs from these like the actors and
That's
actresses from the show. So they send them out. They give you a 8x10 like picture of like the actor or actress or a scene that they're in, and they have an autograph on it, and they give you like here and there little trinkets with inside of it like pins and stickers. So you get one autograph of that, another 8x10 autograph of something else, but it's within the box, and a bunch like one will get selected for pins and stickers.
Is it like a cameo kind of like site? Like you go and like send them.
You go
Like
there and
money
you
or
just it's like you just go there and like it's like you get paid $35 for this one box. You subscribe. I believe you get subscribed into the box series, and then you get it monthly, or you can just buy that one box,
Oh, that's
and
cool. Okay.
you get whatever happens to you. So like you just maybe if you forget about it, it's like a little trinket you get, and you just be like, oh fuck, I didn't know I got this. That's what I was doing with Loot Crate. Mostly, it'd be a little surprise to me every month.
Do you still
That
get
way,
loot
keep up.
crates? Do you still do that?
I due to suspense, like spending and other things, I had to die down on things. But I do still
Okay.
attempt to buy certain things like Loot Crate just to box, don't subscribe, and just see what it is. I found something on this thing called Geek something, Geek Crate, or Geek something else. It was a Jurassic Park thing. Um, they had the Jurassic Park thing, gave me the Barbasol can, but if you open it
there you go.
from the bottom, it's hollow, and you can put like
Oh,
snack.
that's
You
cool.
can
You can
hide.
hide your,
That's cool.
you had your
You can hide
weed in
shit.
there.
Yeah, that I don't have actually.
That's awesome. I want that.
But yeah,
That's
but
cool.
like I
Does it
saw
work?
that.
Does shaving cream actually come out of it? Can you spray?
It's too fucking hollow.
Well, the one in the movie still used
Okay,
shaving
so
cream. So you could
news
steal
about
dino
that.
DNA.
News about that. Actually, my dad actually was, for some reason, he was like looking around. And he actually found a legitimate replica of the Barbasol can from the movie that these people were making. They were still in like, I think they got to like prototype maybe 2 or 3, but it was getting closer for buying. And you actually can twist the bottom off, and it pops out the freaking
Oh,
chain,
that's
like
cool.
the
Yeah,
selected
yeah.
parts for the DNA, and then you have the like. I think they actually give you some Barbasol, or like there's some, or they have like something that maybe works with it. And my dad was actually gonna buy that for me for like Christmas or one of my birthdays. He's just like, all right, Matt, this is a thing Matt needs. But I did find a Lego thing that's Lego kind of did the Barbasol can, but Lego form, and that I can't find that again. But I need to look around more for it. But I think it's gonna be like over $100 for that damn thing because Lego is expensive.
Lego is expensive.
They're expensive as shit now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because they know adults like them too now. You know, that's I think
I-
that's how they got us. Yeah.
No shit, don't like it. They started making these when we're kids, and we still enjoy it. We're gonna
Oh,
keep
no, it's
liking
like
them.
cathartic. You know, it's nice like building something and seeing
Mhm.
the end process. You know, it's good for the brain. You know.
Yes.
Do you guys Jared? Do you have any BSBS? I just have one thing.
I have one thing. I can't remember if I said it last time. I don't think I did. But if I did, everybody forgive me for repeating myself. But I started reading the new Black Adam comic.
No,
It's
you didn't
on-
mention this. Yeah, you
You
didn't
told me
mention
about
Right.
this.
I told Crispy about it. I thought I mentioned it on the podcast.
No,
It's really interesting
it's
because
strange.
I'm not gonna get too far into it, just in case I decide to use it as a recommendation. But Black Adam is passing on the mantle to one of his descendants, and it's looking like this is gonna be his story of redemption. And I'm hoping that they do it very well because I like Black Adam. I like Shazam. I like Black Adam. I like the whole, man turned into God. And so far, it's definitely caught my attention because of how he passed it on and what it's gonna mean for him. And I think that this is gonna it's another limited run series. I think this one's only 10 issues. And I think this one might I can see this turning into something that they do, for other heroes and villains. But so far, 2 issues in, it's very good stuff.
Oh,
So he has like a redemption arc. Is that?
it's not.
That's
really
what it's looking like it's gearing
Yeah.
toward, because when he passed his power on to his descendant, it there was, a very short dialogue they had between each other before, things continued in the story. I'm not going to spoil anything just in case someone does decide to read it, but it does look like they're going to have Black Adam redeem himself, or at least go through the consequences of some of his past actions over his immortal life.
Yeah, the way
That's
Jerry
pretty
explained
cool.
it, the way Jerry explained it to me when we were on PlayStation while he was reading it, it's really nuts, and I kind of want to know where else it's gonna go. So I'm waiting for my book on Jerry to come out for next month, so he can catch me up.
Are you reading it, or are you just getting Jerry's?
Jerry
descriptions of
just gives it to me.
it? That's pretty cool.
So,
Probably
yeah.
like listening to a radio show or something. He's just like,
And he doesn't like read it to me. He just says, "Crispy, we can't believe this. Look at this, listen to this shit." And then he would just tell me, and then he would send me like, we do this often with each other. We do like if we're reading something, we're like tell each other about it. Then we'll take photos of what we're reading and send it over. Like, dude, you have to see this shit.
Yeah, we definitely have to play. We definitely have to stream something soon. I do want to do that Evil Dead thing.
I have Evil Dead now.
Oh man,
yes,
I gotta set up my setup.
We have a whole group actually. We have a
man.
So we have the first person to kick it off is Latreille. Latreille is our leader or trooper. He's the man that showed us the ropes and still is kind of like helping us out with certain things. Then we got me and Jerry. Then we have Jimmy and Steve, and we all play almost every other night. Like
the Evil Dead game?
The Evil Dead.
Yeah, you can play with 5 people.
Yeah, you can play 5 people. You get 4 people get to be survivors. 1 can be the Deadite, and you get to do that's how we do the private matches. So you will all get to share the Deadite mode. It's kind of weird. We're still getting used to it, but you still earn XP to your character rankings, and you can You can earn your points towards your character you're using still. Mm-hmm. But I don't think I've noticed is different points to what you actually would get when you're online with people. If you do that, you're in a private match. I feel like we actually get less than we would have got playing online with a rando person. So
yes.
Because I noticed we got like around like 1,000 something points, and then I played a game with a rando and I got around 3,000 something. So it penalizes you for being in a private thing with your friends.
But it keeps it balanced, so you can't, you can say, all right, I'm gonna do private play, rank up all the way, and then go online and take away the fun from everyone.
Like say you guys like have like all these points or whatever, and then like a newcomer comes in. Like, would you guys like super outrank that person who comes in? Like,
yes,
that work? Like would you guys have better power ups and like
better
whatever?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So we don't get dumbed down due to you. As where our characters are more enhanced, so we can actually help you more. Like Jerry likes using Ash Williams from Evil Dead 2, and
that's the best movie. That's the best.
And Jerry, what's yours again? You have that thing that gets rid of fear.
Yeah, he does this thing where he speaks words of encouragement, flaps his arms. We say he's farting and making everyone smell it. And it reduces the fear of everyone around.
There's a green or yellow dust that comes out from his like motions, so it looks like he's even farting. So
does Bruce Campbell like voice each Ash and everything? Like
it sounds like
I don't think
it sounds like it's just. It sounds like
they don't have voices.
No, they do. They have voices.
They do.
They do.
Do they?
Mm-hmm.
I've never paid it any attention.
They randomly have like moments that they're talking, and I assume they took dialogue from the movies because, or in the show is because we do have Ash from Evil Dead, Ash from Evil Dead 2. Then you have Ash from the Army of Darkness, and then you have Ash versus the Evil Dead, Old Man Ash. But you have to unlock him, so you have to unlock certain characters. But like Ash versus the Evil Dead and Lord Arthur from Army of Darkness, they had to be bought with the deluxe edition in a way. So if you can buy like a season pass or something like that, you can unlock it. But this game is like kind of worth the season pass stuff. I may actually get that on my next paycheck. And I'll
get the game soon. I'll definitely get the game.
You better.
Play soon.
I play.
It's fun.
It's really fun. I play as Henry the Red, and I get this unstopping ability.
You kind of look like him. You can pull him off.
Thanks. No, he has like an unstopping thing, so he gets into more of a little bit more rage mode, and he goes unstoppable for a bit. You don't take that much damage. He's more the tankier character, so you can keep mowing through like people. Our friend Latray likes to play as Ash's sister, and she's the medic.
Oh, in the first movie?
No, I think they actually do the version of her from Ash vs. the Evil Dead season 2.
Oh, it's the same actress though. It's the same.
Yeah,
actress.
same actress, but they do the
Okay.
older edition, like her
Okay.
older like self.
Yeah. All right, that's neat.
It's worth it.
Soon.
All right. I got one more. What?
Oh, go ahead. Go
What?
ahead.
Okay. I got one more thing. It's quick and easy. Well, I got two more things. So, sorry, I just popped up one more time.
I have a million
This
things.
weekend, I know. No, they're gonna be quick. They're gonna be quick. All
right, go ahead.
So if you're a Dragon Ball Z fan, Dragon Ball Superhero, it's a stupid title, but it's the new Dragon Ball.
What?
Super
what?
It's Dragon Ball Super is the actual real title of the show where we are now with Dragon Ball, but they're calling the movie Superheroes. So it's kind of stupid sounding.
It's weird.
Yeah, but
I thought I heard superheroes. I was like, that doesn't sound like Dragon Ball Z at all.
No. It's
okay. That's why. That's why I asked.
It's coming to theaters this weekend. No, starting Thursday night. Well, for me, it's Thursday at Regals. Those Thursdays, one showing. What is one showing on Thursday? That's it. But there's more like up to 3 to 4 showings throughout the weekend. It's gonna be in Regal and IMAX. So if you're big, like if anyone watches this is a big Dragon Ball fan, have at it. Go to the freaking theaters and go see it. I'm hoping they have promotional items there that I can freaking take home, like maybe a poster or some kind of like little mini manga that they gave out, like what they did with My Hero Academia's new movie they put out last year, or was that earlier this year? One of the two. That's going on this weekend, and also happening this weekend. If you're in the Hudson Valley area or near the Hudson Valley in general, we do have the Comic-Con happening at the Poughkeepsie Civic Center. That's only going to be Saturday and Sunday. Oh, yeah, I only saw dates for Saturday and Sunday. I didn't see a Friday.
Are you going both days?
I haven't picked the day we're going with it. It seems like we're maybe going Sunday. I'm just going to go the one day. I'm not going to both days. But Sunday is definitely shorter. Definitely shorter in a day.
Take some pictures.
That's my plan. Is like I'm going to take some photos or like get some video. Maybe I'll like just walking around the con and like see what like show it off to you guys. Hopefully I can get the game to go Saturday that I'm trying to go with, so I can actually get more like show it off before it actually fucking ends, so more people can go. But whatever, fuck it. But if you are in the area of the Hudson Valley and you want to go to a Comic-Con, this is probably our biggest con around. So, and they just moved it to the Civic Center, so it's gonna be a weird vibe because I'm so used to the gold.
It's a different company running.
Yep.
It could be it's going to be kind of like a totally different thing. I hope that other, the other Comic-Con happens at some point, maybe next year or whatever. But I don't know if they do it anymore. Anyway, speaking of con stuff, this will be quick too. The Saratoga Comic-Con video that we did a couple months prior, I think it was in May, is going to be coming out next week. So that will be out, and then we'll have the interviews out. You get to see that. So Matt and I were running.
There is some good costumes in that freaking in the interviews.
Yeah.
I liked a lot of them.
Yeah, Saratoga was a good one. But Jerry, we all got to meet up at a Comic-Con. I don't know what one. We got to do something.
It's gonna happen. I'm gonna make it happen. Hell or high water.
It's definitely gonna happen. We'll like meet halfway, or we'll do something. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
it's in the works. So, the only thing I wanted to mention before we move on is the drive-in theater. I saw Back to the Future the past weekend.
Nice.
It was great. It's my favorite movie of all time. I don't know if I ever told you guys this, but I fucking love this movie. So it was just awesome seeing it like on a big screen, and that's a movie I could watch at any point. So it was really cool. And the theater is like super old school. They have like they only play like old movies, and they have posters from like 1950s, like showcase like
Mhm.
inside the building and the popcorn, and it's just like, it's definitely a super.
There's an open
throwback.
bar.
There's a bar. There's a
That's
bar.
not.
But the
Or you
Regal
can go to
doesn't
bar.
have a bar.
No, depressing.
Our Regal still on bars.
Our
Yeah,
Regal,
but yours too.
do.
That's crazy. Yeah,
It's bullshit. But
it is.
I actually been to Josh's theater drive-in he's talking about. You know how you can rent a freaking radio so you can listen to movies? The radios that you get look like they're fucking old as hell.
Yeah, they are. They look like 50s walkie-talkies. That's what the.
Oh yeah,
that's.
it's so they're old, like they're really old. I'm like, damn, and they work well. But the one thing I'm annoyed is that I had to give up my goddamn license so I can rent a damn radio.
Yeah. A lot of places do that.
I had to give
Yeah.
up my license. I'm like, really, for a radio like this, I can buy you like 3 of these for $10.
You're better off. You're better off bringing your own radio.
Yeah, you're better off bringing your own radio. Like
For
Janelle
sure.
did that one night for Goonies.
Yeah. We saw Matt and I saw Goonies the past other month. That was
Oh, hell
that was good
yeah.
too. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
And we were eating Baby Ruth, so I was trying to feed Matt a Baby Ruth. with chalk and
Out of
stuff.
nowhere,
Like that.
I knew this was gonna happen. Out of nowhere, I knew this was gonna happen, and then I was waiting for it to happen earlier, and then out of nowhere, I just saw Josh just reaching in and just coming through the back of my peripheral right here. And I'm like, really? He's like,
I don't know. There was a right after that, like Chunk throws the Baby Ruth at Sloth, and he's just like, oh, And I took the Baby Ruth and I threw it at my sister, like while that was happening, and it actually surprised her. She was like, "What?" So that was fun. Yeah, that was a good one. But anyway, do you guys have any last minute BS before we move on to Street Sharks and Jaws? Wait,
No,
do you
I'm
have
ready.
No. You have something, man. Come on.
Not this time. I actually haven't had that much BS, so I don't lose something. Like
I think we had enough BS.
I've had nothing but death. I'm ready to talk.
We had to get rid of that. We're gonna cover it up. We're good.
Okay, so we're gonna discuss Street Sharks, the pilot. I think it came out sometime in the 90s. I usually have this in front of me, but yeah. So
Street Sharks,
Matt.
Oh God!
Can you explain Street Sharks?
How do I even explain it? It's so out there.
It's just a Ninja Turtles ripoff.
I know it is a Ninja Turtles. It is so a Ninja Turtles ripoff, but it's more on. I don't know. They were trying to go with more of an edgier style of it. So let's go with this. So there's a scientist that is trying to do gene slicing with a marlin and a giant lobster. And they're doing all this other stuff, trying to make the best genetic being with these two, and they enhance them to grow them, into this other thing, into these other unique creatures. But at the same time, he is followed by another scientist that interrupts him while he's doing this genetic science project, and he ends up the main actual evil scientist injects the other scientist that actually was interrupting him or discovering him making these genetic projects. He injects him with a certain serum, and that scientist ends up running off, and nobody knows where the fuck he is. So they go on a mini search for it, but we don't see it. But he does want to go after his They want to go after the scientist's sons, his 4 sons, and they all have different personalities, but they all have the personalities of the Ninja Turtles, ironically. And as he's going after them, he captures all 4 of them and injects them with special shark DNAs to make them into these other kind of monsters as well. I would say they use them as a manipulation, manipulation creatures, like he was going to do with the marlin and the lobster. But they end up running off and escaping with the newfound power. Well, no, they didn't wait. No, they woke up. They didn't wake up, so they thought they were dead. So they ditched them, and then they end up waking up later down some area where they got washed away from this like flooding, like this canal area, and they wake up to having these newfound powers of being a shark after getting hamburgers.
Oh, I forgot about the hamburgers.
They're getting
yeah.
hamburgers.
Oh,
They end up finding
yeah.
their newfound powers due to it, and they are getting hunted down by the scientists that they're finding out they are still alive, and people are just screaming and yelling as they are trying to save people by swimming through the. They did a Mr. Pink, Jerry. They were pulling a Mr. Pink, Senior Pink, and they're swimming through the concrete and saving people. And no one understood because there's sharks on land, and there's another scientist. The other scientist that's the father's science lab. They send out a gentleman to go find these 4 people, like the 4 siblings, and they do a chase and run away from these fucking people. And it just ends off with them fighting the lobster and the marlin and escaping again. And then it goes into episode 2, and it's like a to be continued thing. And I do not.
Two-parter.
Do we even do we have a theme song with this thing other than it's like a just a
I don't really
riffing?
remember it though. I just hear them. They just yell "Street Sharks" and then it's just
Street
like
Sharks!
electronic.
It's like electric guitars in the back. It's like an
Yeah.
80s rock, like Guitar Hero riff, like guitar riff and everything.
Yeah, that's like basically the song.
The thing is, I remember this show so fucking much. It's just a lot. It's actually it's not bad of a fucking show, but it's just what the fuck.
So yeah, I want to
It
ask.
has
I want
promise to it.
to ask you guys. So have you seen or heard of Street Sharks prior to watching this pilot?
I thought this show was a fever dream from when I was a child, because I remember all of this vividly, but I'm like, this doesn't exist. I'm like, man, I remember a show about some sharks that were a ripoff of the Ninja Turtles. I'm like, but there's no way.
Yeah, that's not real. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, when Jerry watched the episode, he said that to me. I'm like, no, it's a thing because I own toys.
And I remember having one of the toys that theme song. Street Sharks.
Oh, that's
good. Yeah,
I'm like, this show really existed, and I'm upset that I remember it so well.
I remember. I don't know if it's downstairs. I should have searched downstairs. If I still have the damn toy, because I still have old toys of like when I was a kid. I still have like the old Power Ranger toy of the eyeball creature, and he shoots the eyeballs out of his titties and all that shit with a rope attached. I'm not joking. They shoot out of his chest right here at you. Yeah. It's downstairs. The next podcast I'll bring it on. But
yeah, shoot
no,
those.
it was the blue one. He's like attached to a motorcycle, but like, oh God, it's such an. I haven't seen it in forever.
Great white one.
It's the great white one. Yeah,
like the main one, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know their names.
It's the Leonardo of the group.
Yeah,
but it's just like, yeah, I had that, and like I remember there's an episode. When I was like gonna watch episode 2, but I couldn't find it for some reason. The link you sent us to watch it sends us to episode 8, and there's a fucking orca one, and I'm like, I remember the orca.
Really? What?
There's an orca one, like, so I'm like, I remember the orca one so much too because it's just so odd. The designs of these things are so bulky. It's like they have a normal body, but a giant shark fucking head just comes out of their body.
It's almost as if they're wizards casting beast mimicry on just the fucking head.
Yeah,
because they still have like normal sized appendages everywhere else, but this shark head is 3 times the size of the body.
It's just so out of the ordinary. But I'm not gonna lie. It's not the writing fits the error, and if it was, I would recommend them to do a reboot of the series. I would definitely recommend it. But I think it would change some things. It would perform well if we upgrade and change a little bit of the designs of all the characters, so that it has a better like appeal. but if it's not bad. I'm not gonna lie. It's not gonna be like I'm not gonna say I fucking hated it. I enjoyed it.
So I was just looking up the show. It came out in 1994, which is
yeah,
birth year.
We're as old as that show.
94 to 1997. So it was out when
that was
yeah.
And it was out for a few seasons. I thought this was like a 1-season show, but I never.
No,
it had
like 2 or 3 seasons, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
It looks like it.
I know when I started seeing
3 seasons. It has 3 seasons.
I think when crazy. I would at the time I was watching, I think I was on. We were probably on the reruns. By the time when we're. If we're lucky, if we're 3 years old watching the third season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jerry, are you 94? You're 94?
94. Mm-hmm.
All 94
babies. All 94.
And we're all 94.
Like, this is like ingrained in our like 3-year-old minds where you're like, you don't, when you watch a show, you kind of remember it, but it just feels like a fever dream. Like I have a bunch of shows like that. I have shows like that I've seen that I don't know the name of it, and I want to fucking find it. And I don't know the name of it.
That's me with half of the shows from the 90s.
Yeah, exactly. It's like these, I don't know, these crazy shows that you'll never find because it's just like you can't like put in the description like, this happens, and then this guy flies on a bike or whatever.
There is an old episode of Dexter's Laboratory that I keep telling people that. The reason why I say OGs is there's this like imaginary character that Dee Dee had, and he would just say OGs the whole fucking time.
I know who you're talking about.
And nobody will remember this. Even
what?
There's an episode where like there's an episode where Dee Dee has an imaginary friend that she made up, and he's like a legitimate thing. And everyone is trying to tell her she doesn't have this person, but he ends up appearing for Dexter, and Dexter's trying to figure out why the fuck
Susie. Susie,
thing.
That's his name. I swear to God, Susie.
I think so. And like he likes to say
Susie.
Like,
he's like this. I'm gonna find a picture.
He's like Dragonite in some way, and of a stupid version of Dragonite. But like he would just every time he gets anxious or like nervous. Or anything, he's just OGs. So I do the OGs sometimes, and nobody gets the reference of me saying it like that.
Man.
And it's just like, why don't you guys remember this? And I sent a video. There's a video where he feeds. It's resurfacing now. It's a video. There's a like a clip that's been going around.
It's this right here. This thing.
That's him.
This. Hold on.
Tap the screen. Maybe.
I don't remember that.
Let me turn my brightness down some. Or turn it up.
They've been going around a video where he feeds. We can't really see it still. It's just the outline.
Let me see if I could share a screen or something.
And there's like so there's a point where he feeds Dexter a giant burrito in one fucking bite. And everyone's like, how do we let this happen? Like, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Stop being woke and just let the fucking 90s cartoon go. All right? But I'm like, that's the guy I've been trying to fucking tell everybody about.
Its name is Sushi?
No, it's Kusala Goop. How do you say this?
I think he had a different name in
Kusala Goopa Goop.
How the hell do you even spell that?
I found it.
He's shortened a name so we don't have to say that all, okay?
All right, it's gonna show up, I think. Oh, I see blue.
I see blue, yes.
Hold on. Is it not doing it?
It depends if you're on Chrome and you're allowing us to allow screen sharing with this app.
There.
Okay.
Is that it? Oh, there it is. It's showing
this thing right here.
I still don't see it.
And his voice is high pitched and annoying.
Oh jeez!
KOOSALAGOOP.
Kusala Goop. Coochie. I
This guy's
remember
called
it.
Coochie.
When
That's
Crispy
how you
said it
spell
was
it.
Dee Dee's imaginary friend that showed up for Dexter, this thing showed up in
Yes.
my mind. It looks like
Yes.
Waldorf fucking sock bat from Drawn Together.
Yeah, I
That-
definitely did not see this.
I like to
episode.
call it
I
the
remember
fucking the freaking shitty Dragonite. I like to call it sometimes.
So
Yeah.
going back to Street Sharks, I know that was a good, but it fit the programming. But I was gonna say with Street Sharks, I don't remember the show. I just remember the merchandising, like the toys. You know, I just remember the toys. I may remember Matt's toy, like growing up. I don't know, but I just remember,
I need to find to see if I have them.
Yeah, you probably do. You have a lot of your stuff. So.
I need to see if it's upstairs or downstairs. Oh,
It's probably
or there's
downstairs.
toys.
Yeah, I would
think
it's in
so,
your basement.
maybe. But we have a bunch of toys upstairs also, but that's not a good place for toys. But whatever.
I will say Street Sharks, while it was, and you know, the 90s and early 2000s were infamous about cloning other successes. Even though obviously, you know, Street Sharks was a ripoff of Ninja Turtles, it was so good to stand alone by itself. I, like Crispy said, I do wish it would come back because I don't remember everything about it, but what I do remember will always stand out. And it's like that guitar riff and some of the other aquatic life monsters they fought. I'm like, this is so fucking awesome. I wish Ninja Turtles did this because it would be cool to see 4 turtles fight a giant lobster or the Kraken, whatever.
Yeah.
They should have done more half like animals in Ninja Turtles. They had Bebop and Rocksteady, and then whatever
And I
was
just
in
learned.
the second movie.
And I just learned.
Oh, go on.
I learned that Bebop and Rocksteady were not like real characters to be made. They are only made for merchandising. They were not in the comic. Really? The makers of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles despise them to this day.
Oh, really?
They only made them. Yeah, they weren't fans of them. They weren't big fans. They only made.
You must
they
have
only
watched
got
the second Ninja Turtle movie where they had Sheamus play Rocksteady.
Mm-hmm.
They had the fake ones. They had the werewolf looking thing, and then they didn't want to. Turtle.
There's another backstory on that too because they were gonna do Bebop and Rocksteady, but they didn't know how to actually do that and bring them to life without making them look really shitty. So they decided to make these new characters. That
they could pull it off. If they did the werewolf thing in the snapping turtle, like they could pull off.
Well, like having it work, I know, but they didn't know if it was gonna work really 100%, and they just went with the turtle, another turtle that's a snapping turtle, and that thing, and that's their first introduction. That makes their original debut was that movie, and then later on they got added to the comics by other people taking on the comic series.
I think it was Jim Henson's team who did the Ninja Turtles, like at least the first one.
Yeah,
probably.
But yeah, the Bebop and Rocksteady only were made for Toy Line, and then they made the cartoon show, and they're like, we got to make something happen, so they added them to the cartoon in the second episode. And Scheider goes and picks them up and makes them into what they are now. And then later on, they got further on. I ended up watching a bunch of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle freaking character breakdown freaking videos.
Oh.
That was like over 30 minutes.
I've seen a lot of those with like Lord of the Rings. I watched a lot of those. Like at one point, I was watching.
I get into these grooves. I watch these things. I did the same thing with Lord of the Rings. I still sometimes do.
Yeah. Yeah, I just remember the toys for Street Sharks, and in this episode, like this is the first time like actually watching the show. It just made me kind of wish it was just gorier. Like if they did a reboot, I just want them to eat people and rip their heads off. Like if there's a
bite
giant
someone's arm off.
Head, yeah, exactly. Like a giant shark head with like a humanoid body. and just being a beefcake, basically. Like, I just want like rip people's heads off.
We need somebody to make a mature cartoon reboot for this, or we need somebody just to make an anime. Or someone just to make an anime off of this, because anime would be just more gory. It will always be gory.
I liked how they had a pro-environmental message for the show, sort of. You know, they're like, "Oh, the
God,
smog,
it's polluting."
Yeah, it's covered like the whole
Captain
whole
Planet.
atmosphere. Yeah, this seems like it's like a dystopian future. I don't know when this is supposed to take place, but like there's just smog everywhere. The health codes are just
bad.
not.
What health codes?
Not working.
There's still child labor.
This okay. So you guys remember the Mario movie from like the early '90s? Like
I never seen it, but
okay.
I know
so there's the universe where the Goombas and Bowser.
It's like a future, right?
It's not a future. It's a apocalyptic like version of New York City, and it's just covered in smog and like gross shit. AKA the gross shit.
And they're running the police department.
Yeah, in the police department, everything's destroyed. Everything gets ran on electric grid. They have it's like bumper cars. You have the stick that goes into like a power lines, and it can run the cars. It's like a mayhem thing, but like it gives you if you look at it with Street Shark's air pollution covering all that shit, it would fit in with that fucking universe, because that world is just gross. It was just gross.
It seems like the same kind of city.
Yeah,
I could see that.
I think Street Sharks would be the perfect thing to cross over with the Ninja Turtles if they ever decided to do it.
Ninja Turtles from 2003. The Ninja Turtles from 2003, because they would have the same attitude set up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, whatever. I want the Street Sharks to be villains and try to eat the Ninja Turtles. That's what
like natural predators.
Yeah, exactly. They're sharks. They should just, instead of eating metal and cars like they do in the show and concrete, they should be ready to feast on meat, and
they should be eating baby seals and dolphins.
Oh God!
And other things.
I was looking at the animation. It looked like a lot like the real Ghostbusters, and it's the same company who made the real Ghostbusters. I mean, it's like a decade after the real Ghostbusters. It's like DIC, even though you just want to say dick when you see it, but it's DIC. I don't know if you've seen that logo at the end of the show. but yeah, it's the same company. So I like one of the characters, the football character looked like Ray Stantz, but if he was had muscle, and they're all surfer dudes, basically personalities. They're yeah, dude.
They're definitely Valley Boys. Everybody's a dude, and they have a surfboard on top of the Jeep.
Oh yeah, 100%. And I'm curious about what the dad became. I haven't seen really the show. The dad turns into something in the beginning. It's his protege or his rival scientist, and he's trying to splice DNA with all these creatures together. And the dad just runs through a wall, and he turned into something, but you don't know what it is. I'm assuming it's another shark. Do you guys know?
I personally don't know.
Matt, do you know?
We got to add him back into the call. He dropped again.
All right. We're
technical issues, folks.
Matt
Give us a second.
All right. Thanks, Matt.
We're going to say the dad was a cuttlefish for now.
The dad turned into a monkey. Wait, a sea monkey. He turned into a sea monkey, so that's what happened. All right, I'm gonna call Matt back. See, this is why we want Matt to do the phone calls, so we're all together. I'm looking at my phone. I look at my phone. I see Jerry. I see your name twice. This is what it's saying. Let me show you what it's saying on the call. I just want you to comprehend this. Like Mateo and Jerry, and who else? Oh, Mateo again. Who else is there? And Mateo. Of course, Mateo's there 3 times. Matt on every screen. That's what I mean. Like every time you drop, it still says your name. It says your name 3 times. So like, how am I supposed to know that you actually left? You know.
I know.
Anyway, Matt, we were asking if you knew what the dad turned into because
a cuttlefish.
Yeah. He like runs through a wall.
It's been so long that I don't remember. I want to say, for some reason, I want to say he's the orca, but I'm I'm super wrong on it. But I want to say he's the orca.
Okay, it works.
He's an orca.
Yeah.
He's the orca.
I don't really need to see more of this show. You know, I think I like the concept more than like what it is. You know, but it's cool. I like the idea of it.
It definitely was one of the better ideas from the 90s.
Yeah, like
because especially when you think of everything that was a ripoff and a clone, you had you know, the Wacky Races, and then Yogi Bear's version of the Wacky Races. You had Fred, you know, the Flintstones and the Jetsons, who people say they aren't ripoffs, but when you look at it, they were basically ripoffs of each other. You had, you know, you could just keep going down the list of 90s that were ripoffs.
Yeah, that's true. They had like Tom and Jerry babies, Looney Tune babies, you know, all the babies, Scooby-Doo babies. What is that?
Oh, what?
That's his dad?
Is he a Kappa?
He's
a Kappa.
So I looked him up.
He looks like the creature from Black Lagoon. What is that?
I don't know, but this is like the name of like the father, and hold on, is this thing gonna focus?
I can't even see what that says.
It's having a hard time focusing.
Yeah, you
Robert Boston.
Bolton?
Yeah, and like it shows his photo with it, and then there's like this other one though that I'm like, I don't think we got the creepy clam one.
I don't like that.
I don't think
that's very
either.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like all the creatures in the show will be pretty uncomfortable.
The dad looks like he belongs in Thundercats.
Yeah, that's
the orca.
Oh god, that's the dad. That's canon.
That's the orca.
I don't care. The monstrosity that you just showed me.
He looks like he's gonna kill me and eat me feet first.
Look at this toy.
Oh god!
I want that. That's fucking cool. I want that toy. See, the toys, I feel like the success in the show was the toys. Like,
and look at the
show,
boxing.
the story is just, you know, it's just these giant shark heads with, you know, like Hulk Hogan arms, you know?
Look at the boxing and everything.
It's like a lick-a-tongue.
So, okay, let me read you the description on the box. So, it's like, Moby Lick. That's the name of the character.
That's gross.
Is Moby Lick?
That's kind of cringy. Gross. Oh my god!
That sounds that you know that's bad when Moby Lick sounds worse than Moby Dick. You know that's
that really does say something.
So bear with me. Okay. So you know how like some toys have with the kung fu grip, the multiple joints on toy, blah blah crap. This is the description is tongue twisting, water blasting action.
That sounds like a sex toy.
It does. You should play a game. You should play a game where you just read out the descriptions of these toys versus like descriptions of sex toys and ask an average person like, what's a sex toy and what's like a figurine for children. You know?
Jerry's face when he saw that's actually on the box. But like it looks like you can fill up Moby Lick with water.
Okay, let's just stop because this is very uncomfortable. Matt, can you do me a favor? Matt, can you post this on the Instagram with the whole description?
I want to see this, but my face is going to look like a lemon.
Oh my god.
I'm sure if they marketed that at any other point through history, it would have been under such scrutiny.
That's amazing.
So how do you want me to post it? Just randomly without description?
No, with the description. You don't have to do it right now, but
like, is that fine if I just post
yeah,
that?
yeah, with the whole description, just awful. Sex toy or children's action figure.
Oh man, it's.
Looks like we have another
Now I
new
want
segment.
Yeah,
Now I want to
right.
look up the other boxes.
Oh
That's
man.
terrible. Okay. Speaking of gene slicing, I just wanted to tie this. This does tie into the episode. So the scientist gene splices like shark DNA with human DNA, and I kind of like how they explained it in the beginning. I thought the science of it was actually like,
I thought
okay,
that was kind of spot
plausible.
on.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Like how they're talking about like splicing DNA together. And speaking of that, there's a real and a gene splicing company in Australia is bringing back the thylacine, better known as the Tasmanian Tiger. They have plans to bring back the Tasmanian Tiger within, I don't know, I guess within our lifetime. I've seen, so it's called Thylacine Integrated Genetic Restoration Research Lab, in abbreviation Tiger, TIGRR. I guess they're trying to bring back the Tasmanian Tiger, and it'll probably be done within our lifetime. And they're going to release these animals into Tasmania to help bring down the population of these wallabies and all these animals that don't have natural predators on the island. I don't know when.
Yeah.
I got to look into it a little bit more, but I just heard the information literally like right before the podcast from.
I'm very interested to see that.
Yeah,
because I've seen the old videos of the Tasmanian Tiger, and the thing's mouth is like.
Oh yeah, it's like it almost looks like a snake mouth. It's they're pretty amazing, but it's like one of those like it's just one of those creatures like that you wish still existed, like Pandora's box kind of creature.
I want this.
Is that?
What?
It's a
That's
mecha
not thylacine.
It's a mecha shark. Instead of mecha, it's mecco.
I hate it.
I'm just looking at the toys. I'm sorry to interrupt that, but there is a movie that I'm really annoyed that this movie exists, kind of. And there's a movie with Robert Dafoe, and he's hunting down the last fucking Tasmanian tiger.
Oh, I never seen that.
I've seen clips of it because they're discussing it through this like breakdown, and there's like it's a hunter. They're doing like it's a hunter is like talking about has technique and like his like technique and everything and all this stuff, and they brought that movie up, and like it shows clips from like throughout the first like the beginning to the end, some clips throughout it, and there's a part where he actually does the deed to the creature, and I'm like, this is bullshit.
I have to watch that movie.
I don't want to watch it at all because it's just like it's just why do we have to go through it? He even has like a moment in the movie also with it, and I'm just like, this is stupid.
I don't know. I have to see the movie. I'm just kind of curious how they like show the animal. But this is Tasmanian Tiger. So can you see my screen? You guys see it, right?
Yeah, we can see it.
I see it.
Okay, so this is the Tasmanian Tiger. For people who don't know, it's not a wolf. It's not a dog. It's more related to a kangaroo than any of those animals. So it's just kind of like a crazy animal that evolved to basically have the same niche as a dog. It's very interesting, but that might come back. So I could, yeah, but I thought that fit in with the gene splicing.
That is very interesting to know.
Yeah, that stuff like. No, that stuff really fascinates me. So, Tasmanian Tigers might come back. Just to wrap up Street Sharks, do you guys have final thoughts or ratings that you guys want to share? before we move on to the main event?
I think Street Sharks it's a fairly decent and all right show. I would put it up there with the old Sonic and Super Mario show. Not super good, but
Yeah.
it is entertaining to watch even still now. I'd rate it a solid 5.5. I'd give it a 6, maybe if I watch another couple episodes.
That's fair. What is that? Is that the
I hate
intro? Is it? I can't even see
No.
what that is.
No. Okay, the camera's not
It's a
focusing.
shower curtain?
No.
What is
It is a card collector box set. They
Oh,
had
you
their
gotta
own
get it.
playing
Why?
cards.
You
They
gotta
had
get
their
it.
own
had
playing
playing
cards.
I just-
Vintage Street Sharks booster box from 1995. Factory seal collector. It's $100 for that box. So that price
Shit.
has not changed since 1995. Well, it probably did change because they're probably cheaper that for a box, but they're at the right price. If you buy a whole box of Magic cards, Digimon cards, Pokemon cards, freaking Universus
That's
cards,
so high.
if you buy a full booster box of their cards, it's that much money. So it's the correct pricing.
Oh my God. Yeah, I think Street Sharks just wins on design alone. Like, if I was a kid and I just see a toy that's a fucking giant shark head with fucking like a wrestler's body, that's like the greatest toy design ever. I totally want that, even if I didn't see the show. So I think that's where Street Sharks really wins. It's just like the concept of like the look and everything alone. Like, if I was at the beach, I'm like, oh yeah, I want a giant shark fucking monster to play on the beach with, or whatever,
Oh,
But I think I agree with Jerry with a 5.5. I think that's a fair rating, and this is my first time seeing the show. I just know for the toys, so I think a reboot would be pretty interesting if they just, I don't know. I wouldn't mind seeing it as like just super gory and just like go to the 11th level of just gore and just ridiculousness. I think that would make.
I mean,
the
they're
show good.
sharks, so
Yeah.
they at some point have to go feral, and it would make sense.
Right, exactly. I think if they just like make a show, a reboot like rated R would be the perfect situation for me to be interested in the show if they like reboot it. But I could see it working.
What about you, Matt?
I'm sorry. I'm constantly just looking at all these fucking
You're
toys. and
like
just going,
diving
oh my God.
into the merchandise.
It's
of
so
this
great.
stuff.
It's so great.
It's-
Because I'm trying to find another box, like another toy that, like, basically that the one toy I showed already. They all have their own little segments on the bottom. So if you want, like, if you got the first one says, okay, it says the name and it gives you the warning, and it's the same box style, but it gives you the special design art with them saying choose gun into scraps, and he's just chewing on the fucking gun. And then I was trying to see if they have one that's more outlandish like the other toy. Let's see. And I found one that's close enough that could be like it. It just says this though: biting mask and blasting gun. And it's like boop, boop. And it's like it's like that. That's really it. That's it. But he is power bite piranha, I think they call him. I can't see that box is really brilliant.
Man, you should get all these toys.
Oh, yes! I found my toy!
Oh, that's
That's
horrifying.
I don't think I've seen
That's it.
I don't think I've seen that before.
I need to see if I can find it. I'll take a picture. I'll find it.
Yeah, take a picture.
This is no way. Hold on.
All right, Matt.
That's a used and abused toy, but that's when it looked like it was more brand new.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Okay, that looks better than the other picture.
Well, that was more used and abused. Oh my God! I can't believe I fucking found it. But yes,
So, Matt,
rating.
Rating and final thoughts.
The merchandise is a 10, obviously.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's where you get sucked in. Is the merchandise. That's where they get a 10 out of 10. It's just the boys.
I would say I would give this like what you guys are saying, like a 5.5, or I would give it like at least a 6, like barely a 6 there. There's room for growth.
There definitely is, yeah.
There's a lot of room for growth. There's a lot of like villains that we have that's mass range of areas. They have like from that, we have a bunch of sea creatures. There's modified people in suits, and then there is the dinosaur collection styled ones that like are just lizard edition stuff. So there's like other stuff that branched off of and says secluding themselves to. I would like to say Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles did this really bad for themselves. They kind of locked themselves into their normal villain style stuff. The Foot Clan, then they have additional here and there guys that came in play. But like these guys, throughout 3 years of it, like coming out as a thing, had a lot of fucking villains, and they knew how to keep branching. So, but if we can like reshape them, do them as an adult show more. Any design doesn't matter. It would probably like move on forward to maybe doing probably the same amount of seasons, maybe 3 seasons or maybe up to 4. And the fourth one's where they just more 3's when they start to slog down, but 4 is definitely where you did tumbles. But like if we try to reach further with it, but we could get a reboot with these guys because they have a potential. They really do have a potential.
They do have potential.
Extreme potential.
And
I think if they're set in like a Jaws like town, like at Amity, and like it's just like a summer town, and these things just live there. I think that was like pretty.
The thing is with these characters, and like the thing is with these characters is that right off the bat, we already had them as different personality people. So each shark had a different personality and style of them. And like we had one that was a football player, one was a business not business. He was more casual, like he's probably just doing casual college shit. One's the lazy pothead style, but I'm a adventurous one thing, and they had all different like little quirks to them. Were Teenage Mutant Turtles, they just once they became themselves like actual turtles, we got their personalities. We got introduced to them early. We got them to have personalities, and then they became the creatures, and then we get to see them still try to pull off the personalities within the creature form as a kind of a different take. That's kind of neat. That's what they're going with this. Like then, like with Turtles, we got another backstory is that they're what's it called? Shredder Splinter is a reincarnation of Shredder's arch nemesis / old friend, and the Turtles are his apprentices that died, and they got reincarnated as the Turtles and the Rat, and they became a thing. And like that was like later on storyline they added to the Turtles. So like it's neater that they added this earlier than later to this. Like they actually were something previously to it. To us, we all knew they were turtles, then they turned into turtles. And we go with I know there's a lot.
I don't know. I just like how I almost like how the turtles are just like creatures. They're not like humans. They're just a turtle.
Yeah, that's the way we knew them as.
Yeah.
But if you dive into the comics, they have that's the backstories that they are reincarnations of the Splinter of was it Shredder's old rival.
That just makes shit way too complicated. I don't even want to think about that. That sounds fucking
what
annoying.
happened. I've been diving into Turtles for fucking a month now. It feels like half a month of watching shit. I didn't even mean it.
I just gotta say with the sharks, like they started out as people, and then once they turned into sharks, they're like super accepting, like, yeah, I'm a fucking shark now. This is great.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
like,
because their
like,
minds.
I'm a fucking monster and no one's gonna love me, and I've turned into this shark, hideous looking thing. They're just super accepting of like they turn.
It was the 90s. It was a different time.
90s was a different time.
The 90s was different.
Yeah, but
Well,
I think
but they all had that personality anyway when they were humans. They all had that dude, whatever, dude, like tone, like shit happens, shit happens.
I
So
think
it was
if
like
they do a
registered
reboot,
already.
just make them sharks, whatever. Skip
And
them
make it
people.
adult.
Yeah, and make it adult, and have us be the showrunners for it. I think you have a great show.
I definitely think it could do well in the right hands for a reboot.
Yeah,
I agree.
in the studio Mappa.
So 5.5 out of 10.
Yes.
Okay, so here is the main event of the episode. We're going to be discussing 1975's blockbuster hit Jaws, the first blockbuster directed by Steven Spielberg. I believe this was his second film, starring Roy Scheider, Robert Shaw, and Richard Dreyfuss. And Jerry, I would like you, if you want to just take Jaws, if we could just do it.
So before I get into the synopsis, this was the final part of the BS I had. So on September 2nd, they will be re-releasing Jaws in theaters. I think they're doing the stupid 3D thing, which kind of sucks.
Oh.
But I would like to see Jaws on the big screen. I think that would be dope.
Jaws on a big screen would be great.
Yes.
I feel like I have seen, but I don't think I have. Like, that's a movie I feel like I already seen on big screen.
What?
I don't think I have. Jaws. It just seems like one of those movies that, like,
no, I haven't.
It's just so ingrained. Yeah, I've never seen it on the big screen.
Is that going to be a fandom thing?
It's Regal. Regal's going to be doing it.
Yeah, Regal
That's
fandom
cool.
thing. So they're going to do the 3D one, or
is it
Jaws?
like?
Jaws?
I got to look more into it.
Because,
but I got a notification about it. I'm like, oh, this will be some good BS to share. And I wanted to wait right before the main event to.
Okay, good choice.
Is it like an anniversary, like the 50th anniversary?
I think it's for the anniversary of it.
Yeah.
I like I said, I just got the notification maybe like a day or two ago, so I need to check it. But I was like, and I made sure Jaws September 2nd. Stick it on the laptop screen.
What's it called? Have you guys ever seen Jaws 3D? It's god awful.
I never seen any of the sequels.
There is a part there. The second one's good. Third one's why? Because they're just doing stuff with 3D at that time for shits and giggles. And then the fourth one's just a comedy act. But it's just like the third one, the only thing I had to remember the most out of it is this one guy gets eaten and he has due to the shark is not like for some reason the shark did not swallow the rest of him. And for some reason he's just constantly his arms sticking out like this, holding a grenade, ready to be pulled to blow up the shark the whole last 20 minutes of the movie. And they find a way to shoot a harpoon gun at the fucking grenade's pin and to pull the pin to blow up the grenade and kill Jaws. And for some reason, somehow I forget how this thing got in. I know. It's
we haven't even discussed the first movie, and you're on like the third one.
I know it's so bad it hurts me. But if that's gonna be the one in Regal, I'm not seeing it.
So the synopsis for Jaws. I'll try to keep this fairly quick. There is a shark that has made its way from the sea to, I'm not going to say a man-made beach because obviously they're still out to sea, but it's made its way to the coast where, there's people at a port town who make a lot of their tourist money, from the beach and all the festivals they have. And one night there's a party going on and a young woman gets taken underwater and killed. And the young man, I guess they were finna have hanky-panky in the water. He's so Man, he's just so drunk. He passes out on the beach, wakes up. I don't know where she is. She's gone. And then, the crime scene detectives come investigate. And they're like, this looks like a shark attack. Everybody's like, a shark attack? We've never had a shark attack in fucking forever and a day. And so they kind of sweep it under the rug. And then as the movie progresses, they bring in a marine expert to tell them, yeah, dude, you have a shark and a very big one at that. And so the mayor, who is a piece of shit, he's like, well, if we close the beach, we're not going to have any money, like Mr. Krabs.
Yeah.
And so he basically endangers everyone's life by saying, you know what, Sheriff? Put extra guards on the beach, and if you see something, handle it. And he's like, well, we really should close the beach. And then he just folds like a pretzel. Okay, we're going to guard the beach. It doesn't matter what I was saying before. And then a young child lost his life on the beach the same day that everybody was standing guard and watching. And so they're holding a town hall meeting, and I'm going to call him Captain Ahab because that's who he reminded me of, because he obviously had a vendetta against that shark. He was too enthralled by that shark to just be that casual about, you can get the head, the tail, the whole damn thing for $10,000.
That's definitely one of the best scenes of the movie. It's
That's
just like
quote.
Robert Shaw just like steals the movie every time he shows up.
And then as they try to figure out, well, how are we going to handle the shark? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? They call in all these poachers, bounty hunters, fishermen, gunmen, electricians, who the hell ever. It's like, well, if you get this shark, we will pay you money. They kill a shark, just not the shark. And then, it just continues on before they're like, all right, here's that money that we promised you. And so then, it's the night that the marine expert, the sheriff, and Captain Ahab go out of the boat. They've been, when you get guys on the boat, they start drinking, start telling, old war stories from, I got this scar from a fucking swordfish.
Yeah, that's a great
And,
scene.
they were just going back and forth. And then things started to get, kind of emotional as they were talking about all of the fish that they have been injured by. And then morning comes, and Captain Ahab is like, all right, give me a line. And then he's telling them, he's out here. I can smell him. Which he is out there. He falls for the bait, the chum, whatever the hell it is. And then
chum, yeah.
This was my favorite thing. And then you see the real just woo, and he's trying to fight and say, steer the boat to starboard, you lazy guppy. And then they fight trying to bring the shark up above water so they can kill it. And Captain Ahab loses his life, just like the Moby Dick Captain Ahab. The boat is absolutely destroyed. The sheriff and the marine biology expert both survive, and they shoot the shark in the head with, I think it had swallowed like some explosives or something, right?
It swallowed the
air tank, super tight tank,
air compressed, the air compressed air.
Brody shoves it, throw it down his mouth. He doesn't know what to do with it.
And then happy
ending.
ending.
You son of a
Jaws
bitch!
is dead. Smile, you son of a bitch! And then boom, off with his head. So before I get into anything else, I just want to say this movie should have been rated R, because it's not for how little you see the shark, which I liked a lot. I haven't watched Jaws in probably 15 years, so this was a good refresher.
Yeah.
But seeing all the body parts and the shark just biting and just tearing people asunder, I'm like, this is not PG. This would scare the shit out of a 5-year-old. No parent would show this to their kids.
Oh yeah.
No, that's the funny thing is that movie scared so much people at that time period. My dad's friend John is actually scared of the ocean, thanks to Jaws. He does not want to be in the. He'll be okay on the beach, but he does not want to go in the water. He doesn't because of Jaws. He's scared because of the shark.
Yeah, I mean, there's such a primal thing to it too. It's like so universal that like anyone could like grasp the concept. It doesn't matter where you are. You'll understand. There's something in the water, and You can't see it, but it sees you
faster than you can kill it.
Oh, 100%. Like, it sees you, you don't see it, and you're just there for the taking. Like, anyone could, relate
and
to
then the damn animatronic they came up with, it's so massive. I forgot how big it really was. And I was just like, holy shit, this is, and they build it up the whole time. You see, like a bite here, a fin there, the eye rotating the back of its head under the protective covering. But when he finally shows his ugly head, when he's chomping on that boat, I'm like, God bless. This dude means business.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, when you first see the shark, it's about like an hour in the movie.
Yeah,
and it's
I think an hour.
It's during like that bridge scene. Brody, I think it's a second shark attack at that point. Anyway, Brody's son's in the pond. He's like, all right, you go in the pond, and the shark. That's they have all these coast guards and everyone like covering the ground. The kids show up with the fake fin, and they're like, and they get bamboozled. I think the kid with the fake fin is the actual shark, and then the shark goes in the pond because it knows, like, all right, there's no coverage over here. No one's going to be over here, trying to kill me, basically. Like, it's an intelligent animal, so it knows, like, where to go. And it attacks, like, I don't know, some, like, boating instructor. He's, like, on this little, like, baby, like, rowboat thing in the pond. And Brody's son's on like the little dinghy. He's like, oh, the pond's for old ladies. And once you see the shark, it's underwater and you barely see it. But it looks it looks cool. Like, I thought I feel like that shot is like the most convincing the shark looks when it was underwater. Yes. And it eats that guy's leg, and I was blown away by that. Like, every time I see it, I'm like,
I thought.
And when you see the guy's leg falling, you can see where they try to make bone and flesh and everything, and I'm like, Jesus Christ! It wasn't super gory, but like if I was 5 years old, that probably would scare me.
Yeah.
No, there's mentioning the gore, like the Alex Kidner scene when the first kid dies. There's so much blood. It's like
blood and the slithering of the shark.
There's just water just being sloshed everywhere.
Jetted. Yeah.
There is.
It's definitely should be rated R. I mean, it's a different time period, so the rating system was a little different. What is this rated? PG?
I thought it was PG-13.
It's rated PG. No,
yeah,
PG.
like,
is it?
PG-13 didn't exist at that point, so it would be PG.
Good God.
Yeah, that's like the rating systems was more crazy. Like Gremlins is PG, I think.
Yeah, Jaws is PG.
Yeah. There's no PG-13. You know what? Steven Spielberg actually helped out with that because they created what was it, Temple of Doom, and that movie was PG too, but it was like so dark, like the ratings board didn't know what to do, so Steven Spielberg advocated for the PG-13 rating. So this was like the late 80s. So
there you go.
You could thank Steven Spielberg for PG-13, I guess. But yeah, it's wild.
God, did you guys ever watch the movie? Read the book, Jaws?
I did not know there was a book.
It's a book.
It's based off a book. Yeah. It's a lot different. A lot of the characters in the book are a lot different in the movies. There's a lot of different ways like people have are supposed to die or live. Like at the end, what was it? Brody, he's supposed to die. He gets eaten in the cage.
No, not Brody. Matt Hooper.
Not Brody. Hooper. My bad.
Yeah.
Hooper dies by in the cage, and Quint is supposed to supposed to shoot the shark. And he gets taken down by the rope, and they're supposed to do that in the movie, and they failed in that case also because they didn't think it was going to be good enough for him to die like that. They wanted him to die in a different way, so they did the whole shark jumping on the boat situation. So they had like a lot of things. Even like Brody's character was more more of an asshole in all sorts of way, and there's a lot more other situations.
Yeah.
They were supposed to be arguing the whole time against each other. They weren't supposed to get along at all. The only two people that actually had their like butting head moments more is the Hooper
Brody
and
and
Quint.
Hooper.
No, Hooper and was it Quint or like they butt heads the most still.
I think in the book it was mostly Brody and Hooper.
Yeah, in the book in that one,
and then in the movie it's
flipped.
Quint and
Yeah.
Hooper, because in the book it's
Hooper's fucking
the book. Yeah. Hooper's sleeping with Brody's wife.
Yeah.
In the book,
shit.
and then that's like a whole B plot line. And then Steven Spielberg thought these characters were so unlikable, he wanted the shark to win. So that's why, like, in the movie, the characters are so much drastically different. Like, Brody has a loving relationship. Hooper is just there for marine aspect of it, just to know, like, the scientific aspects. And Quint just wants to kill the shark. And he's basically like Captain Ahab in the book, more so even than the movie. But yeah, the book is pretty weird. I mean, this is one of the rare aspects where the movie is better than the book.
The thing is,
rather than the other way around.
But the book is so good, though.
Yeah.
But the book is so good, and it scared people also, where it got people to hunt sharks down more. And now the writer, well, after that happened, the writer regrets writing Jaws because he wasn't trying to get this outcome of it. He was just trying to make a story, and it looks like he just made something worse. And now he's making more of his time helping out communities that study sharks and trying to help out shark communities and stuff. He did a whole turnaround.
He did that like recently, like after Jaws, like the movie came out and all that. Yeah. No, I heard that. Peter Benchley is the author's name. Yeah, he's actually in the movie. He's in the movie. He's a news reporter.
Yes.
He's a news reporter on the beach where he's like, "Oh, a dark cloud's looking over this small town in the shape of a great white." You know, like he's that guy. And I think it's right before that scene with the bridge where the shark.
Yeah, that does sound right. Yeah.
That bridge, actually, I was actually at Martha's Vineyard 2 weeks ago. I don't even know, but that same bridge, I jumped off of. I was like, I seen some locations where they filmed a movie, so like, I watched the movie, then I went, and then I was just kind of like trying to find the locations of different aspects of the movie, like where they tie up the tiger shark. I was on that pier. I seen that. I seen the bridge where the shark swims under and then it attacks that boat. So I was trying to like look for like shots in my head, and like the landscape seemed a little different. I think the bridge scene was filmed on a different day, rather than the beach, because the beach had like those big tents. But it was cool. I could say I jumped off the Jaws bridge into the ocean. That was cool. And like, once you know, like Jaws is filmed here, like I just have it more in my head that there's a shark like around. You know, it's like it's right there. But it was cool to see the different locations, and they had a lot of this movie. I think really super succeeds because they put a lot of authenticity into the locals, like putting local actors in the movie, like the Brody's son who almost gets attacked by the shark. I think his name is Sean, the older one. He is a local actor. He lived on Martha's Vineyard. They like basically just took over Martha's Vineyard and just filmed, and the extras and like a bunch of people are from the vineyard, like Martha's Vineyard. So it's just kind of nice. Like I wish more movies did this. Like they just took over a community and just got the locals to be in the movie. And that's kind of why this movie just feels like so authentic with the characters.
Yeah, like all the emotion is just raw.
Yeah.
Like that's where they live, and it's like, oh wait, this could happen in real life. So they just captured what was a what if moment, put it on camera, and it's like, this is a reality that we might have to face one day.
Yeah. No, definitely. It was like actually. There's like a true story where a bull shark was attacking a community, and I think it was where was it? New Jersey. And like that's where Peter Benchley kind of got the idea. I think it was like the late 1800s. So like it was like a long time ago. But like a bull shark was reoccurring with the shark attacks, and then that's kind of like how he got the idea. But it's just kind of cool. Like this movie shouldn't have worked at all. It's just kind of crazy how it even happened.
Oh my god!
Because
There's so many stops.
yeah, everything wasn't working. The shark wasn't working. The studio was like, you're going over budget over time. They're filming in open ocean. They had to wait for sailboats to leave the horizon. And it would take hours. It would take hours for a boat to sail by. They didn't have like digital technology to like erase the sailboat. Like they wanted to look out like in the open ocean. It's just like everything that could have went wrong with the movie basically went wrong with
When
this.
they ever said they had to bring in the shark, like bring in the animatronic shark for this scene, they said no,
It's
because
not
it doesn't work.
That's why we don't see the shark for so long into the movie, and that's actually what makes the movie better is that you don't see it; it sees
like
you.
It was supposed to be. It was supposed to be more I think it was supposed to be more like prominent throughout the movie, but if the machine worked, like the animatronics worked.
Yeah,
it fucking failed. It worked out like how Justin in their favor, than just like being shit.
The opening scene, you're supposed to see the shark, like when it attacks that girl. Oh, I forget her, like Christy or something. We're
gonna call her Unnamed Woman 1.
Yeah, she gets attacked by the shark.
Jane
You're supposed to see the shark during that scene, but like they had storyboards drawn out for it, and like it just didn't work. So they did the POV shot and had John Williams score with the two notes playing over and over again and building up momentum. That's like really what saved the movie was John Williams, you know.
Yeah. I will say.
I'm sorry. You saying the notes? The funny thing is, they did those same notes in Street Sharks in the beginning.
Did they? I didn't even realize that.
They fucking did it. They did a donut.
Oh no!
But they never went with. They never went the donut. They never did that. They just kept doing the donut through a little bit. Just in different pacings, but
it gives me a reason to rewatch the show.
You reminded me of that. I forgot to say that. Oh shit! But it was more of a riff. So go, Jerry. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, I'll agree with what you guys were saying about how little you see the shark, because you know what's the one thing that always ruins a scary movie? How much you see, you know, the killer, the ghost, the creature, you know, just whatever. And, you know, sure, they build up suspense, but after the suspense hits that, you know, the pivotal climax, then it's like, well, now he's in every fucking scene every 15 seconds.
Right.
And I was like, okay, 2 hours. I figured I'll see the shark a good amount. They'll probably overuse it a whole bunch of the first 40 minutes, wait another 30 and then bring it back. You don't get it until literally an hour later, which is halfway through the movie. And I like stuff like that because that's like a Hannigan, Connecticut. It's not my favorite paranormal movie, but it's one that I'd like a whole lot because, you know, you don't see everything go on until the very end. And that's how I feel about Jaws. You know, yeah, we know it's a shark. We know what's doing it. We just can't see it. And I think for how, you know, all the fuck ups, it's not working. We got to wait for the sailboats. It's raining. We got to come back again tomorrow. I think even through all the mud and just everything they went through, they could not have made a much more better film than this.
I 100% agree with you, especially with this concept of just like a killer shark reoccurring and like killing their economic system for this small like summer town. It's the best movie you could possibly make with this concept. Like you're just saying. Like it's the best villain. The suspense actually builds up, like you're saying. Like you don't see the shark, and then
the villain doesn't even know.
Moment, and if you've seen the shark more, it would have ruined the movie. Like, and
it would have taken away the impact.
Yeah.
You know the funny thing is, this shark did more damage than an actual supervillain does in some movies without knowing it's doing damage.
Well, it's actually eating things and people are
I know.
dying. Like in
I know, but
superhero
like,
movies, the bad guy just kind of like, I don't know.
but like they'll be
breaks
like doing like,
something.
I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna destroy this whole shit and they're gonna fall to their knees to me and blah blah. Meanwhile, the shark's just like, oh, this looks delicious. Munch, munch, munch. No, this looks great. Munch, munch, munch. And then tallies up a kill streak and then ruins a whole fucking town's freaking biggest time of the year for their profits without knowing it's doing that actual damage. It's like the perfect, actually did the perfect crime. No way.
Well, that's
Damaging.
the apex predator
I
mentality.
know.
I'm at the top of the food chain. What are you gonna do to kill me? Because if they didn't have those air tanks, that shark would have got everybody on the boat.
I think in the book they actually hurt it enough that and got it to a point where it just drowned it and died.
Yeah, it just dies.
It just dies
anticlimactically.
Yeah.
I
That's boring. I don't want to read the book now.
Yeah, I listened to it. I listened to the audiobook a few months ago, maybe like 4 months ago, and it was interesting just to know kind of like the concept of it. They have like mobsters who are trying to rip off the mayor basically, and they're having some property scheme where they're trying to sell real estate for a higher price, and then since the shark is coming in, it's destroying the whole economic promise of people like wanting to live there. And then the mob's trying to like blackmail the mayor. It's like this whole thing. I mean, it's interesting, and they have a little bit of that within the movie. Like the reporter, you see him in a couple scenes. Like he's supposed to have more of a prominent role. He has more of a prominent role in the book, but like in the movie, he was supposed to have a more prominent role, but they kind of cut him back, and he's just like shows up in the beginning, and he sets them up to take the photo in front of the tiger shark when they get the false shark. Basically, he's that guy, and he actually helped co-write this movie with Steven Spielberg. Like he was living with Steven Spielberg on Martha's Vineyard while the movie was being made. And like he was like an actual co-writer while he's like playing a reporter. So like that's why Steven basically hired him. He's like, oh well, if I hire him as an actor, he could just kind of help me write this thing. But then they hired him on top of that too, so like it worked out regardless. But like this movie, basically, it's just like everything you hear about it, like it shouldn't have worked. Like the actors were putting in lines, like they're basically putting down the tracks while they're making the movie. You know,
what's his name? The actor for Quint. He was drunk like 50% of the time
during the Indianapolis scene where he's discussing the Hiroshima delivery of the Hiroshima bomb. I guess like they filmed it the first time, he was like plastered.
Yeah,
and they had to do it again, and I guess they only have a few shots from. They combined it both takes, so there's some shots where he's drunk and where he's not. But I don't want to just keep saying facts about Jaws, but for my own personal opinion of the movie, like definitely watch like the documentaries, like so much about like if you want to learn how they made the movie. Like my personal opinion, I think this is Steven Spielberg's most ambitious movie and his most well shot film. I think it's almost like his best movie, like pacing wise, suspense wise.
Without a doubt.
I think this is his best film, like just like with pacing. It might not be my favorite out of Steven Spielberg. I don't know. That's tough to say. But I think technically this is his best movie.
Oh, without a doubt. Everything that he did for this movie, I might listen to the audiobook. I'm on the fence.
Yeah, it's an interesting.
I enjoyed the movie.
It's worth to listen to, but if you're not 100% sold into it, don't bother.
You don't need to. Yeah, the movie.
Yeah, but if you are interested in the freaking doing it,
it kind of adds to the movie. Like you're like, okay, I kind of understand where they get these pieces, and I'm glad they dropped this. Like, it's kind of interesting seeing that fact. Like, and plus, like with the writer, the reporter, like, oh, he could have had a bigger role. Like you kind of know the moving parts, which is it's cool. You know,
it's cool.
This is with what you were saying about this being my favorite. I wouldn't say favorite, but this is something I could rewatch multiple times through the year and never get tired of it.
100%.
And that's kind of hard, especially with older films, because after you watch an old movie so many times, it starts to lose the luster and shine, from your first viewing. But this is like every time I feel like you watch Jaws, you'll notice something new from the cinematography, even down to maybe a small detail that you never noticed until that one particular instance.
That's because the sign just came saying our host has joined the podcast.
What? I don't know. I've left like an hour ago.
But I'm with Jerry on that. But like, it's so I'm glad I like how like some of the small details kind of moved into like I'm gonna drag in the second movie. They kind of drag like some of those kind of things into the second movie because the second movie is just like same location, just to expand outwards more. And supposedly the shark. So the orca sinks. So the orca is just there in the middle, like in the ocean now, just there, and finds out another shark, another great white takes over this whole terrorizing thing and lives in the fucking orca because they have underwater cameras that they're going by. Supposedly they captured like photos of a great white living.
Like the blood attracts the other great white. Is that?
It's supposedly
it is?
Like it's like the baby of Jaws. It's like weird. I don't know.
God.
Like every single. I'm just gonna off rail like us for a second, like I always do. Every single Jaws movie is another. It's funny. It's like another Jaws movie. Every great white is like the same family member. It's a baby.
It just gets ridiculous.
It's a family of assholes.
Yeah. So once we get to the fourth movie, I'm
surrounded by assholes.
Yes. So once we get to the fourth movie, it gets more ridiculous because the shark is going on a vendetta against the whole Brody family and tries to kill off the family, and they end up like the sons die, and so the mom and the family go to the Bahamas. That's where the one son lives.
Yeah.
And the shark
roars.
The shark roars at the end after it gets killed. But it shows up in the Bahamas where a great white should not be. So
yeah, I haven't seen any of the Jaws sequels. I might see the second one because I like that director.
The second one's good.
He directed something else a movie that I like, so I might see the second one. I might see the third one because of Leah Thompson. She looks great. She's in that movie. She's Marty McFly's mom, if you don't know.
I know. I remember the day. Yeah.
She touched my leg.
God, if you really want to see the best sequel, it's the second one. The second one's the best. If you get curious, go for the other two. But if you want to see the best one, it's the second one. Because they actually film in the same bases, I believe in the same location. They just expand further out more in the sea because they are going to a different. They go into a light. They end up going to some kind of lighthouse, and it's like a hangout area, and that's somewhere around there. So they go to this lighthouse out in the middle of the ocean that they have. That's off the coast, but of the town. I don't know where. Why have we never seen this in the first movie? But it's there. But it's probably the best one and the best storytelling, and they bring back at least some of the original cast people that they have as extras and all that junk. But it's not so if you don't want to tread no more water, don't go out to the next two. But speaking of your thing you brought up in the beginning of this, we started talking about Jaws. It is Jaws 3D coming to Regal. Sadly, we missed E.T. and Jaws making it to the IMAX on August 12th.
Damn.
Sad.
Oh, man.
Sad.
That would have been awesome.
That was sad. We missed that. but on September 1st through to the 8th, we have Jaws 3D coming to Regal, getting re-released in 3D. So
That's cool. I don't want to see it in 3D though.
Well, that's
Which
that's
one?
how
The third? The first one or the third one?
Jaws 3D. It's meant to
Jaws
3.
The first Jaws in 3D.
No, Jaws 3. But they
So
just
the
called it.
actual 3.
Yeah, actually
okay.
3 because it was Jaws 3. They just called it Jaws 3D.
Right. Okay.
Like how they did the freaking Friday the 13th part whatever. I think it was
We
like
don't talk
three,
about
part
it.
4.
We don't talk
Yeah,
about
3.
it. We don't talk about it.
Part 4 is a good one. That's
I messed up on the parts. I went a little. I moved that one forward a little. No, it's
But-
3 with 3D. Everything
No.
with 3 got 3D.
Yeah. Fucking with the first Jaws, I think the camera shots are like the most dynamic out of any Steven Spielberg movie. Like the camera is just constantly moving like through these hallways. It's moving next to the pier. Like there's whole scenes that are one shot and you barely even notice because it's just so seamless. But like once you actually pay attention, you're like, holy shit! Like this is crazy. I have no idea how he filmed this whole movie. And he was only 27 at the time. Like they just gave him this movie. It was like, oh yeah, whatever, go ahead. That's
Steven
why they
Spielberg, pish
Yeah.
posh, go for it.
Yeah, we don't know.
trust you.
Yeah,
Well, I
And-
feel like back then they gave people more opportunities
they
because
did. They definitely did. That's
Most
100%.
definitely.
because like yeah, why not have your fun? It's your art. It's an art thing you want to do. You want to make a movie that's great, and you think it's gonna sell. Let's back it. Nowadays, like, do you think it's
Everything's
gonna
a cash
sell?
grab.
Is he good enough? Let's try this guy. But I've been
Well, it's
noticing
all
some
like
movies
reboots and
using
sequels and crap. You know, it's just
yeah.
like Back to the Future. What they predicted in the second movie, like there's just going to be endless sequels of everything.
Jaws
you know,
19.
Jaws 19.
This shark still looks fake.
Yeah.
Oh
But-
god.
Oh Lord.
I think Jaws is Steven Spielberg's most ballsy attempt at making a movie. You know,
I
it's
would
just like,
say yes. Yes, it was.
Without a doubt.
Because he tempted so many things out in sea, and not that many people did that. Every time if you did something that was a sea like styled movie, you got a pool and you put a backdrop in the background and you filmed
yeah,
your spot
it's
there.
like filmed in the studio. or
Yeah,
something,
yeah, that's all you did. Like Titanic, they didn't even try to even go like some kind of off-site beach area and film water stuff. They didn't try to do random shit
No.
just to give it that.
Yeah,
They
that's
just
true.
like pool, just get a pool. It'd be
That's
easier.
true.
Like they could have done like a shadowed area and filmed there, but they had to like seclude it off. Like, it was just a risk. Find the fuck it, take a pool. Steven Spielberg took the biggest fucking risk and turned it into money.
Yeah,
and
they
freaking
filmed it at the
greatness.
perfect time because if this was filmed like when CGI was prominent, it would have completely ruined the movie. You would have seen the
Yeah.
shark doing backflips and
No,
jumping
well,
through.
Steven Spielberg actually said this in an interview. He said someone asked him, "What if somebody tried to redo Jaws now, and they did the shark in CGI?" He's like, "I want to see." He's like, "I want to see it. I would like to see it in 3D in CGI. I like to see them redo it." And he's like, "If they do it and they do great, I'd be happy with it, but I don't want to be part of it though." He's like, "I already had my
I think he's legally contracted to say that. I don't think he actually believes that. He's probably like the
he said
studio's
it.
like,
I
yeah,
would
Steven,
believe.
if there's a new movie coming out, you gotta accept it, and we're gonna give you.
You
the
have to
residuals
speak
back."
highly of it, even
Yeah,
if it
even
sucks donkey balls.
Yeah, even if it's a dog shit. Yeah,
Oh.
I don't believe that at all. Because that sounds fucking terrible.
I
If they
don't
No,
made-
it's
if they
true because
remade
why would you
Jaws,
use a CGI shark? That would not work.
ruin the movie.
I've seen so many CGI movies with like CGI shark movies and it's like garbage. Like
That's
I
what I
hate
mean.
Like
Meg.
Sharknado.
Yeah. Sharknado that's immensely bad. But like
that's supposed to be
Sharknado,
bad, but even
there is the Shallows. The Shallows, I fucking hated the shark in that. And what
Shallows.
they
I didn't
get
see
What
that.
the hell
the
is
that what-
Shallows.
Wait, is that the one where
Lake.
the surfer chick is stuck on that rock and surrounded
Yes.
by
Yeah.
sharks?
Yes,
I think
she
so,
I saw
yeah.
5
ends up,
minutes
like-
of it and I said, "This is boring as crap."
I watched the whole thing because I just needed to see what happens. And she ends up killing the shark by her diving to the bottom of the ocean of where they are. And she gets the shark to torpedo itself into this. I got dropped again.
That sounds stupid.
I got dropped again.
Oh, yeah, I hear him. Well, I don't hear him, but I see what he said.
Use
all
the
right.
host chat.
Yeah, use the force, Matt. Just read our lips, and we're just gonna
Luke,
stop
use the
calling you.
force.
Yeah, just read our lips. All right, but well, I'll call Matt.
Oh man.
All right, let's see how many
Okay,
times
everyone
it
there?
says your. Let's see how many times it says your name now. We'll see. We'll beat it
5.
this time. Let's see. Wait, well, no, I gotta start. I gotta start from the beginning. I gotta start from. It's gonna go through your name a couple of times before I
Okay.
can show it.
But yeah, so the shark torpedoes into a fucking like shrapnel and an anchor at the bottom of the ocean and cripples itself, Mateo and Jerry. And Mateo. And Mateo. And that's it. It gave up.
Oh.
But yeah, so it's a really bad movie. I don't care whoever says it's a good movie, it's fucking bad. Then we got 47
There's never gonna
meters
be a
deep.
Jaws. There's never gonna be a shark movie that's ever as good as Jaws. Ever.
No.
You could talk
No.
about a fucking shark getting shot at a torpedo or Blake Lively, humping one. It's never going to be as good as Jaws.
I think Oh no.
That's what happens, right? In that Shallows movie? I'm pretty sure that's what you just said.
No, definitely not. Definitely not what happens in that movie.
That's in the rated.
I forgot
X
that's
one.
actually the person. Is that actually the actress? I forgot the actress's name.
I think it. Well, I think it's Blake Lively. She's married to Ryan Reynolds and whatever.
All right. Oh God.
You want to carry us into the final thoughts, Josh?
Yeah, I think we basically could say as much as we can say about Jaws without just repeating what everyone else has said already. The only thing I want to add before I do a rating is that there is the actor who plays Ben Gardner. He's like one of the main, the one who dies, and he has that jump scare with his eyeball.
Oh, the eyeball.
And he's the fisherman.
Yeah.
He's trying to hunt and pursue the shark, but then he ends up getting eaten. And then Hooper picks up that shark tooth that's as big as a shot glass, and he drops it. Anyway, that actor was basically the Martha's Vineyard version of Quint, like in real life. Like he was an actual boat captain, and Steven Spielberg was like picking his brain and getting information about what he was about and how he like fished these big, like great big marlins and sharks or whatever he did. And I guess Robert Shaw would like pick his brain as well. And he like this. So this guy basically just told him like fake stories about the island. Like Robert Shaw just believed them. And this was basically like the authentic, like the real version of Quint. So it's just kind of like cool. Like they actually like these actors have prominent roles. They're just local.
That's amazing.
It's just like in the movie. Yeah, that's what I just like that aspect. Like that a movie just takes over a town and they put locals in it. It just makes it that much more authentic. And I think that's what really helps this movie. Like I said, the camera dynamics are great. The movements. If you haven't seen Jaws in a while, I think you appreciate it more the older you get. Like when I was a kid, like I liked the movie. I was like, oh, there's a shark. But I think the character dynamics, like how they play against each other, especially when they're isolated on the boat, I think that's what really makes the movie. And just the aspect that like the suspense builds up, like when the shark basically takes the whole pier and it's just swimming out in the open ocean. And they're like using the roast that they're gonna use for Christmas or whatever. Like these two just average fishermen, like locals, like throwing a turkey in the ocean, and the shark takes the roast and just swims, and then the music like basically makes a scene, and then you just see the whole dock rip off, and then the whole dock turns towards the fisherman who's in the water, and then all you see is a dock fucking coming towards you. Is just that's the most suspenseful thing ever. Like you don't even this thing can destroy a whole structure of, like that's built by mankind, and it's just that's the structure and the idea of the shark is coming at you. Like it's already destroyed. If it destroyed this, it would have no time using you as a toothpick. And I'm obviously going to give this movie a 10 out of 10. Could not recommend it enough.
Matt?
I'm the same way. I'm with Josh 100% with this. And with all, I give it to Steven Spielberg for all the ups and downs and the bullshit he had to go through to make this successful and actually not have it become a flop is amazing. And doing crazy stunt, pulling a crazy stunt like that on the middle of the ocean is amazing. Give it a 10 out of 10. But it's pretty cool that like they actually was the shark. The shark is like 25 feet, right?
Yeah,
25.
3 tons of them.
They supposedly I don't know if they actually found. I think they found one that was getting close to 30 feet. But there's the one that sets the actual record. I need to look back again. But for great white, there's supposedly the largest great white out there is between 22.5 feet to 23 feet long. So he outbeats the largest great white at the time for this movie.
I thought they found one like 25 foot, like or large.
But the video I was watching on like what was it, Discovery, said there was something else, and I found out there's a guy that's found a shark that was around almost 30 feet recently.
Wow. Well, like that's like a rare occurrence.
That's a rare thing, but supposedly finding a shark, a great white about that kind of like caliber of size is actually really like found mostly in Africa or where they have the Seal Island stuff, like locations. And
by a constant supply of food.
And like including by Australia.
Yeah.
Well, Australia is a dangerous place.
Yeah. But supposedly we're getting sightings of great whites moving back to our coasts up in New York and stuff. So let's see what happens.
More Cape Cod area.
Yep.
Before we move on, I just wanted to mention like that you mentioned Australia. They use real life footage of sharks in Australia, like this actual film crew who studies sharks, like they film like the live action footage of the shark, and the shark attacks the cage, and it's just showing like the cage and the shark. There was supposed to be a little person in the cage at that moment, but if that person, he was supposed to play Hooper, to like for scale, like the shark was like 15 feet and they would have had like a little person in the cage just for scale to make it look like it was 25. Anyway, the person didn't get into the cage at that point. So that's why Hooper lives at the end of the movie, which is my only gripe with the movie. My only gripe is Hooper lives, and I think it would have made it more powerful if Hooper died, but like because he gets basically everything he wants. He succeeds with getting the photo evidence and like this recognition of this shark basically existing, and then he gets to live at the end to tell the tale and put it on the National Geographic, which is what Quint was giving him crap about. It's like, oh, you're going to be able to put this on a Nat Geographic, and the mayor was saying that to him. So, I mean, it's really the shark's fault that the ending changed where Hooper lives. But I think it would have made it more impactful if he didn't survive.
That's the funny thing is because in the second movie, they mentioned about we should get Hooper to help us out with this again. And they're like, no. Then Brody's like, I believe it's Brody that says like, no, he's on a marine broad. No, he went on like a marine like a event, like some kind of like project he had that was like in the middle of the ocean. He was like staying out
It
on
was
like
just a way to
something,
not
bring him
Richard
back.
Dreyfuss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They mentioned that like he because of this first attempt, he got more openings in his future career. So
All right, I'm sorry. I just wanted to bring that up. That was like the only gripe I had with the movie. But Jerry, yeah,
I am also gonna give this movie a 10. Like I said, I watched this 15 years ago, and I did enjoy it back then. But I wasn't, like, oh wow, look at all this cool imagery and stuff. I'm like, this shark is a fucking menace, and if
Yeah.
I was him, I would have straight up went on the beach and attacked everybody.
oh my god, that's Jaws Unleashed.
yeah. They made a
But-
video
The video
game.
game.
For PlayStation
There's a
2.
video game.
That
Yeah,
was awesome.
PlayStation 2, Xbox, and you can be the shark, and you can just
And
randomly
everybody.
ram.
Just
Yeah, you
eat
can just
everybody.
ram the beach, 8 people, and go back. Then you fight Shamu.
Yeah, you go to SeaWorld. 'Cause you
Yeah,
do in the
he
third movie,
literally he goes into like a somewhat SeaWorld situation, but he like lifts up when you beat Shamu and his dolphin companions. You lift Shamu out of the water for some reason and split him in half,
Yeah, I remember
and then you
that.
go and you escape through the tunnel.
This is making me want to play the game. But
I
Jerry,
know,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
But I think this movie did encompass a mindset of people, in a small town, never had any trouble. And it's like, shark attack, what do we do? I don't know. Let's proceed with business as normal. Okay, sounds good to me. Hey, we got there's one person dead. It's all right. She probably just got drunk drowning. And then, things continually escalated from there. But this is a very good movie to watch, not just for the cinematography, but for how one animal basically put everyone on such edge. They were looking at, the local elected official like, hey, you told us we'd be fine and you lied. So either you're going to solve this problem or we're getting the pitchforks and torches. And even when he tried to make things right, he only made it worse. And like I said before, I loved how little we see that shark because the suspense of it's like, okay, what's the shark going to do now? Is he going to go for the people? Is he going to go for the kids? Is he going to just kind of swim away and, bide his time? You don't know what the shark's thinking. And that's as much of a guessing game that keeps the story on the edge. And like I said, I would recommend, like you guys said too, anybody watch this movie. Any time of the year, any day. This movie will never cease to entertain me. And definitely a lot of the ocean views, best I've seen even in a lot of recent movies.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of like I could watching it, I could tell like they put so much effort into trying to get this one scene perfect. And I really do appreciate it because now it's kind of, I'm not going to say it's a lost art, but it's an art that only certain directors have about them now.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to give Jaws a 10 out of 10 perfect score. I will probably watch this again for Halloween.
This movie just makes me like I think of July when I see this movie. So
Yeah,
like
definitely.
Like once like 4th of July comes up, I'm like, oh, I got to see it within July. But like you said, I could watch this any point, and it's definitely one of those movies you must see. Just the poster itself is like so iconic. It's definitely a work of art. Yeah, Matt has on his shirt. Jerry has Donkey Kong, and I have Martha's Vineyard. There's a shark on my shirt. So that's why I wore this. But yeah, it's one of those movies. It's definitely like a must see. But like it's like with ingrained in pop culture. Like it's almost like you see it without seeing it. But once you actually sit down and watch it, you're like, there's a reason why everyone talks about this movie and why it's so ingrained. It's just that good. Like you couldn't make you couldn't make this concept any better. You know.
Have you
Very
guys
true.
Have you guys ever been to like the Universal Jaws ride
I have
before they shut down?
right before they shut
I
down.
don't remember. I want to say no.
Oh god, they put so much effort in that fucking ride. Also, it's
The
not bad.
animatronic for that ride is better. The work better than the one.
Yes.
In the movie.
Yes, it did. I remember I remember watching like being there on the ride, and I did not know Jaws was gonna like where it was gonna be or what's gonna happen because I was so little. So out of nowhere, it just you get an explosion out of nowhere. Jaws' head comes out of the water and attacks the boat and goes back under, and you're just like, what the fuck is happening? It was a good ride when you're like little. I think even like some adults jumped also to it.
Yeah,
But it wasn't bad.
I was 13 when I rode the ride, and I think it depends on who's the actor, like who's like the captain,
The voice,
like, setting the notion of the ocean.
Of
the So we were originally supposed to discuss Jaws 19 for this episode, but I think we should save that for next episode.
Yes.
That is a product that we had made ourselves. It's basically what if Jaws 19 was made from Back to the Future. So we'll discuss that next time in the next BS
Oh my god.
segment, because I think that'll be a whole discussion. Jerry, I don't know if you've seen it or not. But
yeah, I watched it. It's great. I loved every minute of it.
Yeah, that was a good time. But we'll talk about that next time.
Oh my god.
So I just want to announce that we well, I wanted to ask before I announce anything, Jerry, are you gonna be our cyborg /
Yes.
Green Lantern?
Yes, I am. I'm gonna be your cyborg.
Okay, perfect. All right, we'll discuss the details and figure all that out. But okay, I just wanted to ask you that. If you guys don't know, we have this DC movie that we basically all made, ready to go. We just have a few pickup scenes,
Edits
to put together, but. Yeah, we're official. We're gonna have Jerry in the movie. So I just wanted to say that. I guess that's episode. You guys have anything else to say before we close out?
Yes. So from my picks, it's Josh, it's really funny that you picked this, that you picked Jaws, because I'm picking my theme is a show from my childhood that I watched a lot. I watched the old one, then I watched, some of the remakes later on. So we will be watching the first Transformers movie from 2007 for the feature film. And then for the short, we will be watching Transformers Prime, episodes 1 and 2. It's a 3-part, but I think the first 2 are the most important.
The 80s one? Is it from the original?
Prime is
it's a remake 2000s. That they did for the 2010s, and I like how they did the intro for that one better than some of the older ones.
The first Transformers movie I remember liking when growing up, but yeah.
I know it's Michael Bay, so there's going to be a lot of explosions and pew pew pew, but there's also another reason why I wanted to get into that I'm going to save for later.
Okay. We have a lot to save to discuss for next episode. So, with that...
Are going to be seeing Grimlock, though? Come on. We got to see some Grimlock in these episodes. I know the movie, we don't see him until the 4th one, but...
If you don't want to be spoiled for Transformers Prime, episodes 1 and 2, and Transformers 2007, make sure you watch it before the next episode.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. So this is Josh sending you off up and away until next BatYard's Finest episode.
This is Jerry guiding you all with Green Lantern's light and...
opposite, damn it. And I'm Superman's pal, Matt. Becoming super friends one episode at a time.
Yeah, we did Jaws. It was
Jaws,
necessary. It was a
woohoo.
necessary movie, but
Yay!
I think Jaws is harder to discuss than most movies because I think everything that needs to be said about this movie has already been said. So we did it. It was a mammoth, but we got it done. So we'll see you guys next time for Transformers. Good night.
Transform and roll out.